This next story is Glyph, by Carissa Tang. Narrated by me, Christopher Vasquez, also doing the part of Kayla.
I'm Ian Adams, and I am playing the part of Albert and Administrator.
I'm Nicholas Vasquez, and I will be doing the part of Poster and Computer.
Section 1. Ventilation Building 90B, C Structure 3. In the parlor of Ventilation Building 90B, C Structure 3, there lives a large and menacing poster. Like most things in the underground city of the structure, the poster was currently occupied. The parlor itself was quite comfortable in its Spartan way, its upholstery casual, its flowers fake, and its carpet clean. The spirit residing in the large and menacing poster prided itself on choosing a position that would maximize general agitation when someone entered the parlor.
When are you more than yourself? When are you more than just surviving day by day? When do you live?
These were the types of questions the poster asked anyone who entered the parlor. It was a menace, and the administration wanted it gone. After realizing the potential flood of paperwork a simple exorcism of rogue spirits required, as well as the price tag, the administration decided against spiritual removal. It was a little thing, really, but they disliked parting with any sort of funding with a passion. Almost to the point of feeling something. And so this poster spirit menaced. The administration had transferred members of the Department of Supernatural Regulation, and so Albert and Kayla had been the ones to undertake the task of regulating Ventilation Building 90B, C Structure 3. Albert disagreed. Albert always disagreed.
Kayla,
Albert said as tilted his head at the poster in the parlor.
this text is angry.
Are we still talking about the business card, or are we talking about something else?
Kayla,
Albert pointed.
that poster.
So,
The poster said.
anyone else feeling disenfranchised?
Section 3. Ventilation Building 90B, C Structure 3. So are you a newer version or something? Asked Kayla. Albert started.
Are you talking to me, or are you talking to the poster?
I too am confused.
Said the poster. Kayla elbowed Albert and pointed with the paperwork in her arms. So you're the reason why the administration wanted to spread out the DSR.
I am the spirit occupying this poster. Yes.
Said the poster proudly. The text seemed to expand.
Are you the only spirit in this building?
I can move around.
Said the poster, flapping for emphasis. Then,
Are you the only two people in this building? It has been a long while since I've menaced someone.
Section 4. Computer Terminal 3420895.
Thank you for accessing the administration help website. The administration would like to remind you that unauthorized tunneling is prohibited. To authorize tunneling, refer to Article 5 of Section 4 for more details. To contribute to administration effectiveness, scroll down and click the tabs at the bottom of the page. To request a transfer of department, please wait. To request medical assistance, access the Subterra medical website. Thank you for accessing the Subterra medical website. The administration would like to remind you that all inner lanes on the Subterra are for emergency vehicles only. Speak now into this device's microphone to describe the emergency.
Section 5. Building 45. Children's Center. When the administration assigned Kayla to her fifth bunk room back in Building 45, Children's Center, they pulled her aside.
Do not ruin this for your room or for your bunkmate. We do not have the resources.
They said, begging no questions. Kayla stuck her tongue out the door after they left. Her fifth bunk room was in Building 46, Children's Center, where the initiation process was in a well-lit room with some chairs and a table. An administrator leaned almost casually against a wall.
Welcome, Kayla.
They said, gesturing at the chairs.
Please, take a seat.
Kayla sat.
both of you will be companions. Both of you will manage each other.
Kayla nodded, her mind already on other matters. The viability of bolting out the door once it opens, how far she could lift the table, how high she could jump over an incapacitated administrator. All highly unlikely, but also very much possible.
And now, a test.
The administrator placed a tray with 2 small capsule tablets on the table.
Here are 2 pills. One is purple and blue, and the other is purple and green. The purple and blue one will add 10 years to your life. The purple and green one will make your life extraordinary.
Kayla nodded, staring at an invisible fleck of dust just beyond the administrator's featureless helmet.
Please, make your decision. Take as long as you want.
Kayla nodded, as if she understood. Then, quickly and deliberately, she grabbed both of the pills and shoved them into her mouth. Later, when her bunkmate had gotten comfortable and the lights were out, Kayla stage whispered through the mattress, "Hey, Albert, don't they know I'm colorblind?" Albert was still exhilarated at the fact that Kayla remembered and respected his name, and at this point wanted nothing more than to go to sleep. He kicked the bottom of her mattress.
Sleep.
Section 6, Ventilation Building 90B, C Structure 3. Along with moving text around on a poster, the spirit could transfer it to another object with much less paperwork than anyone in the structure.
Look at what I can do,
Said the poster spirit, but this time from a poster down the hall.
Gah!
Said Albert.
Ugh.
Albert said louder. Kayla nodded and jotted a note down on her clipboard. Comic Sans, mobile occupation. The formerly occupied poster, now just an ordinary poster, said, "Welcome to Ventilation Building 90B.
Now that we have gotten that out of the way, it has been a while since there were visitors to this place. Have you come to inspect the glyph?"
Section 7, Surface. On the surface, a snail inched its way towards a circular slab of concrete to hide from the sun. Not too far from this slab of concrete, an array of air ducts routed across their vast area. A column of exhaust trailed from these air ducts, soot, and steam. Below, a ventilation building, whirred in its splendid efficiency. It also spat out a cloud of methane every time someone flushed a toilet. Section 8, Building 45, Children's Center.
Albert Weiss. I'm Albert Weiss. Albert Weiss.
Next, Vice.
What's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next?
Next, Vice Vivian.
I can't do this. I'm next. I'm next. I can't do this. I gotta do this. I can't.
There you are. Come on in. You did have an appointment now, didn't you?
Section 9, Ventilation Building 90B, C Structure 3,
Glyph?
said Albert, flipping through his files.
The reports didn't say anything about a glyph, just about, and I quote, a spirit menace.
The glyph.
The poster spirit, now in another poster down the hall, manifested into an outline of an arrow and pointed.
Look. See.
Kayla stomped further down the hallway, or at least she tried to. Section 10, Ventilation Building 90B, C Structure 3. Kayla had tripped over an overturned cabinet. She landed, spread-eagled at the base of a small pile of more overturned cabinets. Her shoe tumbled a few more feet. The earthquake was years ago, but the hallway still remembered. An uncomfortable silence fell. A dull light flickered in the distance. The poster said,
Should I stay or should I go?
Albert said to his clipboard.
Are you okay, Kayla?
Kayla held up a fist. Section 11, Building 45, Children's Center. When Albert returned to the bunk room he shared with Kayla, she was bouncing off her mattress and sliding down the wall. She deliberately avoided the safety precautions posted on the door. The camera in the corner was covered with a strategically placed sock. "Hey Albert, who would win, the super phenomenal spider person or an administrator?" Albert considered this while Kayla kicked off the wall. He considered this while the strategically placed sock slid to the floor. He considered this even when an administrator barged in and ordered Kayla to stop flipping around. He considered this as both he and Kayla were escorted into the disciplinary room. Section 12, Ventilation Building 90B, C Structure 3. The spirit had moved to another poster up the steep hallway. Kayla dusted off her regulatory pants and replaced her left shoe. She scrambled after the spirit. The administration had previously assigned a management team to administer repairs and other maintenance work. Over the years, the management team dwindled until the assignment was forgotten and was eventually erased from the database. Albert, with all his encyclopedic knowledge of the Department of Supernatural Regulations database, did not know this. Section 13, Ventilation Building 90B, C Structure 3. Kayla happened upon an abandoned communication terminal. Its normally bright lights dimmed on an emergency red. This made both the poster spirit and Albert pause.
Shouldn't that terminal be occupied?
The universe would like nothing more than for you to not exist,
said the poster. The text did not seem to be healthy. Albert sighed and jotted down notes. Helvetica. Limited interactions with other spirits in the building. Attachment to other spirits.
This has to be the Glyph's fault,
said the spirit, its poster flapping erratically.
Why would this be the fault of a glyph?
Said Albert, checking for a scan report.
Something must have happened in connection with the Subterra network.
Kayla roamed the hallway. Hey, yeah, there's more abandoned terminals here, too. Section 14, Building 45, Children's Center. Okay, that poster needs to go, said Kayla. She was contemplating the poster hanging on the door. At the beginning, it was pristine and very nicely laminated. Now, it was curling at the edges and was battered by various food stains. Albert barely glanced up from his notebook.
Is this another form of rebellion?
From the bottom, everyone at the top looks the same.
Kayla, we live at the bottom. Development happens at the bottom. The structure digs down, no one goes up top.
It's a metaphor, Albert.
It's logistics, Kayla.
Kayla went to adjust the blanket over the security camera. Albert set his notebook down.
Kayla, you should probably think about this a bit more.
Kayla went back to stand in front of the poster. Albert sighed and went to gather his shoes.
If an administrator comes in, yelling about why we should be mad, what's going on, it isn't really going to help.
Kayla nodded. Albert covered the security camera with yet another article of clothing.
There's a reason why there are rules. Rules are very important.
Kayla nodded again. I agree. Rules are very important.
Kayla.
Albert, said Kayla, slightly miffed.
Kayla, you agreed. You even said that the rules are very important.
Yeah.
Then that's that.
Kayla beamed and turned very deliberately towards Albert. If you know what the rules are, you know what to break. She then quickly tore down the poster in one smooth motion.
Kayla, no!
Section 15, Ventilation Building 90B, C Structure 3. They passed a room with a broken glass partition. Kayla bounded inside. Albert was fascinated.
No one uses glass anymore. Why would this be set into a wall? Kayla, you know how rare glass is?
Kayla hummed, already broken through the rusted lock on the cabinet and rooting through the files. The sound of shuffling paused.
Kayla,
said Albert, leaning closer to the glass partition.
what are you doing?
Hello? Is anyone still there?
Said the poster, flapping erratically. No one saw what it said. Then, suddenly, Kayla turned. Hey, Al! Think fast! Kayla said as she tossed a small handheld object. Albert, with years of self-imposed training and experiencing all the mishaps associated with living near a metaphorical, vulcanized rubber ball, caught the object while testing the sharpness of the broken glass. Very sharp. Kayla beamed. Add one more to the tally, she said, fiddling with another handheld object. The handheld object in Albert's hand chirped into life. Albert looked down, bewildered. Section 18, Ventilation Building 90B, C Structure 3.
Look, there's the glyph again. On that wall.
By this point, Kayla had wandered up the increasingly steep spiral hallway. Instead of the standard smooth concrete surface, the hallway became rough and patchy. The mustiness seemed to emulate from the ragged walls. She disappeared from sight. Soon, her voice crackled from the handheld.
Hey, Albert, look
Looks like the atomic batteries are still working. The poster spirit, now in a poster that formally advocated for worker safety, swayed irritably. Section 19, Ventilation Building 90B, C Structure 3. Kayla, who had tripped and caught herself on a disfigured door, had also accidentally knocked it over. On the wall was the glyph. The glyph had a figure, a headless figure ascending angular lines, a crude design that was reminiscent of a fire. A description saying, NCS F Fur PL SS Stairs. The poster spirit, now occupying a faded poster that formerly said something about the places you'll go, said,
That's the glyph. It happens all the time. It happens everywhere.
Albert peered closer at the glyph.
What does Inkerfplurster mean?
Kayla looked over Albert's shoulder. I think that says in, and the rest is a big old question mark. Section 20, Ventilation Building 90B, C Structure 3. Kayla, exploring the hallway beyond the broken door, found a case of stairs and another glyph. This time it had a full figure ascending angular lines and a description saying, N as F. Fire. P. Ease. Us. Stairs. Albert jotted this down. NCS F for PL SS stirs. And as F fire P E's us stairs. Same font, said Kayla, picking at the glyph. Coincidence?
Maybe.
That word looks like case.
In case F, fire, please use stairs?
In case of fire, please use stairs. Albert jumped up.
In case of fire, please use stairs. That's it.
So, what now?
Said the poster.
Now we go back and tell the administrators about this C structure.
Nah, I'm going up these stairs. Albert paused.
Wait, what?
Kayla turned towards Albert. She settled her hands on his shoulders. Albert, she said, I'm going up these stairs. Albert understood.
Kayla, use the handhelds.
Kayla nodded. Albert left. Then Kayla's handheld crackled.
Hey, Kate. If you get lost, you know how to reach me.
Section 21, Building 45, Children's Center. The administrator glanced over the notes Albert compiled during their meeting.
So, Albert is now your chosen name.
Albert looked over at the clock and then at his hands. They seemed to tremble. Then he nodded. The administrator grinned.
Well then, Albert, the documents will be updated in your next cycle, and you're good to go.
Albert looked up in relief.
Thank you.
The administrator nodded.
If you need anything else, you can flag one of us down. Remember, we are always here.
Back in the bunk room he shared with Kayla, there was a small celebration involving Kayla bouncing off the walls, non-regulatory drinks being spilled, and an administrator knocking on the door. Section 22, Surface. When Kayla got to the rooftop, the crickets had only begun to chirp. Her handheld crackled.
Are you in a safe place, Kayla?
Kayla watched as the first of the fireballs shone across the night sky. She toed off her shoes and fixated on a snail, inching its way over a slab of concrete. Bright lights flickered in almost whimsical patterns across the darker swaths of sky. No, Albert, but I'm not in a bad one.
Sharuk noisin Ta Galucht al foir Malich foidir as laat hier in Schwoir Jo dat jerat bij kuharek Daarom leo hoir
Many thanks to Carissa Tang for submitting in her short story, Glyph.